Hello and welcome to my dungeon. Today I'm not even going to pretend I don't have a script for this. Every writer I know, every GM I know, has ideas to write their own books, their own novels. But I only know one person who's actually written a whole book from start to finish. And that would be me. So I thought I'd share some of my experiences, tricks, habits and ideas to help you with your writing, so you can actually get your writing done and your story on page. If that is something that interests you, like and subscribe to my channel. The channel is now approaching 800 subs. If I could get to 1,000, that would make me a happy small-time YouTuber. So please consider subscribing. Now, let's talk about writing. The main challenge most writers will face is the sheer amount of writing, of work you have to put into a novel. It takes hundreds, even thousands of hours of work to finish a story. So, my first and most important tip is that you have to form a writing habit. If you can't work on your story consistently every day over the span of months and years, you will never finish it. To form this habit, any habit really, you have to start with the smallest step you could possibly take. But you have to take that step every day until it becomes automatic, until it does not take any willpower to perform this step. A good example of this, of habit forming in general, would be running. It can be a daunting task to go out the door and exert yourself for an hour. And especially creative people like us writers will find many reasons why we don't have to do it today. The weather is not good, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I can do it tomorrow. And let me tell you this. Every day when I'm about to do my workout, I suddenly feel tired and hungry. So you've got to trick yourself. Make the task seem easy, trivial even. For running, that would be to just put on your running shoes. That only takes some minutes and you won't break a sweat. But once these shoes are on, it's a much smaller task to go out on the door. Once you are outside, it's a small step to start running. Run for 5 minutes, 10, 20. Before you know it, you will have your entire workout done. So, for writing, I wanted to form the habit of writing 1 page every day. Now that's not quite Stephen King level of writing amount, but I'm doing this in my free time after work. And even with 1 page a day, it's possible to write a 300-page novel within a year. To form this habit, of course, I cheated and I made it as easy as possible. I chose a genre, a style of story that I not only like, but that is comparatively easy to write. For me, that would be sword and sorcery pulp fiction. One reason for that is that sword and sorcery stories are usually short, so you don't have to write a 500-page fantasy epic for your first novel. A 20-page short story is completely fine. And you will be able to finish that story within 1 or 2 months. This gives you an achievable goal and a nice confidence boost once you achieve it. Also, I had a sword and sorcery background world worked out for an RPG project already, The Moons of Balethor. So a huge part of the writing process, of the fantasy writing process, was already done, and I could get to work on characters, locations, plot ideas right away. I actually used the random tables to come up with the plot idea, the random tables I made for the RPG. Used them for the basic idea for the plot for the first, second and third book in the series. So then, highly motivated, I got to writing. And on the first day, I wrote 1.5 pages. meaning that any day following this, I only had to write half a page to meet my daily quota. That meant that when I didn't feel really motivated, I could sit down and tell myself, you only need to write half a page. It will be easy. It won't take much time. And then usually once I started writing that half page, it was easy to write an entire page or 1.5 pages anyhow. If my motivation was really low, and to this day if my motivation to write is really low, I just tell myself I write one sentence. That only takes a minute. But usually once I've started writing that sentence, it's easy to write the second half page and 1 page, and I'm done for the day. It also helps to stop yourself if you are on a run and you are about to write your 3rd page. Sure, you could use that momentum right now to write 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 pages, but you will overexert yourself. You will burn yourself out. And if you take the ideas you have in your head right now and you stop yourself and you start writing on the next day, it will be so much easier to meet that daily quota of 1 page. So, to summarize, make it as easy as possible for yourself to start writing. Write short stories. Write in a genre and style that you like and you are familiar with. You can even write fan fiction if you don't want to come up with a bunch of characters of your own. Then, form that habit. Write a page every day. Tell yourself you only need to write half a page. Tell yourself you only need to write 1 sentence and just start writing every day. It becomes easier and easier with time. Nowadays, I actually quite enjoy writing itself. I find that only when I write the scenes down, they actually come alive. And I find myself emotionally involved in what is happening in my own story. And I'm even more emotionally involved in this writing than I am when I'm reading a novel or watching a movie. It's the kind of active, participating involvement you get when you're playing an RPG. On that note, let's go on a tangent. I know 2 GMs who write great, story-rich adventures, but can't seem to write novels. Somehow, they need the input of the players for their creative process. If you are like that, you should consider writing a record. A record is a written version of an actual play. Depending on your style, you can edit out all the out-of-game stuff and elaborate on the description. And with enough editing, the actual play will become a novel. Dragonlance, for example, started like this, or The Record of Lotus War, it's in the title. I would argue that the Vox Machina show on Amazon is a record. So, if you think about doing this, ask your players to work with you so they are okay and they bring their A game. Then prop down a microphone on the table and record the sessions. From there, it's a lot of writing and editing, but that's just busy work. You don't have to come up with new scenes and witty dialogue anymore. You and your players will have done that work during the game already. Anyhow, forming a writing habit. That is my main tip. You have to form that habit so you can grind away at your story over the course of months and even years. And I think that advice is universal for all writers. Now I have a lot more tips and tricks to tell you, but they are more subjective and they might or might not work for you. I would encourage you to try them out. Try out different things and different approaches to writing and find out what works best for you. But for now, I will follow my own advice and stop right here. Else, this video will become an hour long and will take 10 hours to edit, and I won't be able to put it out this week. I've from the habit of putting out a YouTube video every week. I will pick this topic back up in a part 2, so if you are interested in seeing that, consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon to get notifications when I upload new videos, about once every week. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time.